Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zoha Naeem, roll number 21TE01. Today I will be discussing lab number 9 of digital signal processing. The title of this lab is FIR filter using window method. In the task 1, we are required to plot the filter in time domain and its magnitude response from the example 7.4. Here is the example 7.4 and we are given with the filter coefficients. To see its code, here in this line we have defined the filter coefficients and then we have proceeded to visualize its characteristics. The impulse response of the filter is plotted in the time domain using a stem plot. The x-axis represents the sample indices n and the y-axis represents the amplitude of the impulse response. The magnitude response plot is calculated by using the fast Fourier transform. It then shifts the frequency response to be centered around 0, and it defines the frequency axis in radians and calculates and plots the magnitude response of the filter against the frequency. Here's the output. Here's the impulse response, and then we have the magnitude response of the filter. Moving on to next task we have to use the windowing, Hamming, Hanning, and Blackman with filters and observe their magnitude response. We have to discuss the window's magnitude response as well, and we have to use n as 512. To see the code, we have the code initializes a filter with the coefficients h, and it defines the length of the filter n as 512. Hamming, Hanning, and Blackman windowing functions are applied to the filter coefficients h. The resulting filtered signals are stored in h Hamming, h Hanning, and h Blackman respectively. Frequency response is calculated for each filtered signal using fast Fourier transform. Magnitude response for each windowed filter is computed and stored. The magnitude responses of the filters with different windowing functions are plotted against the frequency. Hamming, Hanning, and Blackman window filters are plotted on the same graph. The x-axis represents the frequency in radians and the y-axis represents the magnitude. A legend is added to differentiate between the magnitude responses of the filter with different windows. Here's the output. Moving on to the next task. Here we are given a signal and we have to plot the signal in time and frequency domain along with its magnitude response. Here, three sinusoidal signals with the frequencies are given, and they are generated. The sampling frequency is set to 8000 Hz, and the time vector t is created from 0 to 0.2 seconds with a sampling interval of 1 over fs. The three sinusoid signals are added together to create a composite signal x. The composite signal x is plotted in the time domain using the plot function. The x-axis represents the times in seconds, and the y-axis represents the amplitude of the signal. A title signal in time domain is added to the plot. The frequency response of the composite signal x is computed using the fast Fourier transform function of the MATLAB. The magnitude response of the signal is plotted against the frequency using plot function. The x-axis represents the frequency in hertz and the y-axis represents the magnitude of the frequency components. A title magnitude response of the signal is added to the plot. The x-axis limits or the magnitude response are set to -2000 to 2000 Hz for better visualization. The output of this code is in the next part we have to implement the example from 7.5 to 7.10 for the given signal. Here we can have the example 7.5, and now for the code we have the sampling frequency is set to 8000 Hz, the cutoff frequency is set to 800 Hz, filter length is set to 3, and the time vector is generated from 0.0 to 0.02 seconds. Three sinusoidal signals with the frequencies 500, 1500, and 1700 are generated. These signals are added together to create a composite input signal X. The filter coefficients H are computed using the formula for a low-pass filter with a Hamming window. The coefficients are displayed. The transfer function coefficients B for the numerator and the A for denominator are set up for the filter coefficients. The frequency response of the filter is computed using the frequency Z function. The magnitude response in decibels is calculated. The magnitude frequency response in decibels is plotted against the frequency W in hertz, and the magnitude responses at the specific frequencies are computed and displayed. Frequencies are converted from radians sampled to hertz for easier interpretation. Magnitude responses at three frequencies are printed. Here's the output. And to see, here are the filter coefficients and the magnitude responses at the specific frequencies. Moving on to example 7.6. Here we have to design a 5-tap FIR band reject filter with a lower cutoff frequency of 2000 Hz and an upper cutoff frequency of 2400 Hz and a sampling rate of 8000 Hz using the Hamming window method. And we have to determine the transfer function. To see the code, we have here the sampling frequency is again set to 8000 and the lower frequency is cutoff is set to 2000 Hz and the higher cutoff is set at 2400. The filter length is set to 5. The filter coefficients are computed using the formula for band reject filter with a Hamming window. The coefficients are displayed. Frequency response of the filter is computed using the frequency Z function. The frequency axis is defined from 0 to half of the sampling frequency using the Nyquist criteria. The magnitude frequency response of the filter is plotted against the frequency in hertz. X-axis represents the frequency in hertz and y-axis represents the magnitude of the frequency response. The plot is titled Magnitude Response of the FIR Band Reject Filter and the grid lines are added for clarity. The transfer function coefficients B are set as the filter coefficients H. The denominator coefficients A are set as 1 for an FIR filter. The transfer function in the terms of Z is displayed as a polynomial. Here's the output. Here's the magnitude response, and to see the filter coefficients, we have this, and then we have the transfer function in the terms of Z. Moving on to example 7.7, we have to design a low-pass FIR filter with 25 taps using MATLAB function. So at the end of this chapter, the cutoff frequency of the filter is 2000, assuming a sampling frequency of 8000. The rectangular window and Hamming window functions are used for each design. To see the code, we can have sampling frequency is set to 8000 and the cutoff is set to 2000 Hz. The filter length is set to 25. Three sinusoidal signals with the frequencies are given and they are added together to generate a composite input signal. Two FIR low-pass filters are designed using the FIR1 function, one using a rectangular window and one using a Hamming window with the same number of coefficients. The filter coefficients are obtained for each design. Frequency responses of the filters are computed using the frequency Z function. The frequency X's are defined for plotting. The magnitude frequency responses of both filters are plotted against the frequency. The response of the filter designed with a rectangular window is shown in blue, while the response of the filter designed with Hamming window is shown with red dashed lines. Axes are labeled, a title is provided, and a legend indicates the windowing method used. Grid lines are added for clarity. The FIR filter coefficients for each windowing method are displayed. To see the output, we have here are the filter coefficients. Moving on. Now we have example 7.8. Here we have to design a low-pass FIR filter with the following specifications. To see the code, we have the sampling frequency is set to 8000, the desired cutoff is 2000, the filter length is 25. The input signal is generated as a sum of three sinusoidal components. The stop band attenuation is 20 decibels and the transition bandwidth is calculated as the difference between 4000, the stop band upper limit, and the pass band upper limit 1850 Hz. In the step 1, the filter length is recalculated based on the given stop band attenuation and transition bandwidth using the formula n is equals to A over delta f. In the step 2, the cutoff frequency is adjusted to the passband upper limit of 1850 Hz. An FIR low-pass filter is designed using the FIR1 function with the updated filter length n and the normalized cutoff frequency Fc over sampling frequency divided by 2. The calculated filter length and adjusted cutoff frequency are displayed. The FIR filter coefficients are also displayed. Here's the output. Here we have the filter length, the cutoff frequency, and the filter coefficients. Moving on to the next example, we have to design a high-pass FIR filter with the following specifications. Now for the code we have here we are again given a stop band attenuation to 40 decibel, the pass band ripple is set to 0.1 decibel and the stop band low frequency is 0 Hz. The stop band high frequency is 1500 Hz. Pass band low frequency is 2500 Hz and the pass band high frequency is 4000 Hz. The sampling frequency is set to 8000 Hz. In the step 1, the filter length determination. The filter length is calculated based on the specified stop band attenuation and the transition bandwidth using the empirical formula. In the step 2, the cutoff frequency is calculated. The cutoff frequency Fc is set as the midpoint of the pass band frequencies. An FIR filter design, a high-pass filter designed using the FIR1 function with the determined filter length n, normalized cutoff frequency, filter type, and a Kaiser window for optimal stop band attenuation. For the displaying of results, the calculated filter length and the cutoff frequency are displayed. The FIR filter coefficients are also displayed. The magnitude response of the designed high-pass filter is computed and plotted against the frequency. The x-axis represents frequency in hertz and the y-axis represents the magnitude in decibels. Grid lines are added for clarity, and a test signal is composed of 3 sinusoidal components. The design filter is applied to the test signal after using the filter function. Both the original and filtered signals are plotted for comparison. Now we have the output. And then we have the magnitude response of the high-pass FIR filter. And we have the filter length, the cutoff frequency, and the filter coefficients. Moving on to the last example, 7.10, we have to design a band-pass FIR filter using the following specifications. The code is the stop band attenuation is set to 50 decibel, the pass band ripple is set to 0.05 decibels, the lower stop band frequencies are 0 Hz and 500 Hz respectively. The pass band frequencies are 1600 and 2300 Hz. The upper stop band frequencies are 3500 Hz and 4000 Hz. The sampling frequency is set to 8000 Hz. The filter length is calculated based on the specified stop band attenuation and transition bandwidth using empirical formula. The cutoff frequencies are set as the midpoints of the pass band and the stop bands respectively. An FIR filter is designed using the FIR1 function with determined filter type, filter length, normalized cutoff frequencies, filter type, a band pass, and a Kaiser window for the optimal stop band attenuation. The calculated filter length and the cutoff frequencies are displayed. The FIR filter coefficients are also displayed. The magnitude response of the designed bandpass filter is computed and plotted against the frequency. X-axis represents frequency in hertz, y-axis represents magnitude in decibels, and the grid lines are added for clarity. A test signal is composed of 3 sinusoidal components. The design signal is applied to the test signal using the filter function. Both the original and filtered signals are plotted for the comparison. Here are the outputs. Here we have the magnitude response, and then we have the filtered and the original signal. Here is the filter length and the cutoff frequency and the filter coefficients. Now, moving on to the task 3, we have to implement the example in the section 7.4 of the chapter noise reduction. Here it is, and now we have to implement it. Here's the number of samples and the sample value. Then we have the amplitude and the frequency response, and then we have the number of samples. For the part B, we are given a speech signal and we have to discard the required frequencies as given in the example, and we have to observe the results. To see the code, we have here the speech signal is loaded from the file named speech.wav. Speech.wav, the fast Fourier transform of the signal is computed, and the frequencies above a certain threshold, that is 4 kHz, are discarded by setting their corresponding FFT coefficients to 0. The frequencies to be discarded are determined by comparing the frequency excess against the threshold. The inverse FFT function is applied and the modified FFT coefficients to reconstruct the filtered speech signal. The original and filtered speech signals are played using the sound function. To see the output, we have
You knew I would not allow it, and you did it anyway. You knew I would not allow it, and you did it anyway.
the results can be obtained. The filtered speech signal will be will have attenuated high frequency components due to the discarded frequencies above the specified threshold. The original speech signal will contain frequencies across the entire audible range. The filtered speech signal will have reduced high frequency components, potentially leading to a muffled or altered noise quality. The effectiveness of the filtering process will depend upon the specified characters of the speech signal and the chosen threshold for the frequency discarding. Moving on to the last task we have. For a given music file, we have to apply the high and low pass filters to observe the results, that is Twitter and woofer. The code is given here. The music signal is loaded from the file named music.wav. A high pass Butterworth filter is designed with a frequency of 500 Hz and an order of 6. The filter coefficients B high and A high are obtained using the Butter function. A low pass Butterworth filter is designed with a cutoff frequency of 10,000 Hz and an order of 6. The filter coefficients B low and A low are obtained using the Butter function. The music signal is filtered using the both high pass and low pass filters separately. The filter function is used to apply each filter to the music signal, resulting in the filtered high and filtered low signals. The original music signal is played first using the sound function. After a pause of 1 second, the high pass filtered signal is played, and another pause of 1 second is introduced, followed by the low pass filtered signal. Here we have the output. The results that can be observed from this are: the original music will contain the frequencies across the audible range. The high filtered music signal will emphasize higher frequencies above 500 Hz, attenuating the lower frequencies. The low pass filtered signal will emphasize lower frequencies below 10,000 Hz and attenuating the higher frequencies. By playing the original and filtered signals sequentially, one can observe the effects of high pass and low pass filtering on the music's frequency, content, and timbre. Thank you so much for watching. Allah Hafiz.